After talking with Diane at DeLamato's, it's not hard to imagine how rough it must be to have your nearest grocery store be a mile up the hill, especially if you cannot afford the cost of transportation. As Hazelwood continues to deal with food access, the question of who will benefit from the local food economy as Hazelwood transitions is an important question. A local organization known as Community Kitchen, who plans on building a second location in Hazelwood's Fair building next to the Away La Gourmandine bakery site, we talked to them about how they hope to address this problem and ultimately their plans for Hazelwood.
The economy, the food economy here is obviously blowing up, right? We've got all these fabulous restaurants. I moved here in 2002 from New York City, and
Oh,
the
wow.
change is amazing. And what's happened, since '02 here, and we pay so much attention to the food, right? We're always about farm to table and how things are raised and how organic it is, and we are only just starting to pay attention to the people making the food,
Right.
right? And so we really want to bring that into the conversation to say, the everyone from the dishwasher to the server, these people are making a living at this, and they are making the food that is on your plate. So we should pay attention to these folks and give them a pathway into this economy, and make sure that we are pulling people in from the edges and allowing them to be a part of this kind of regional economy that's growing. The nice thing about Hazelwood is that it's a really it's a community that's together on what they want for their community,
Right.
right? They're really engaged, they're really involved, they have a vision for what they want, and they've been at the table, and that's great, right? I think that everyone wants to avoid the kinds of things that happened in other communities. Like everyone is very intentionally trying to avoid that happening in Hazelwood, and I think that because everyone is so intentional about it, they will avoid it, right? And they're starting already to put in the cluster industry. Food is a great cluster industry to start revitalizing a neighborhood. They have the Gourmandine in there. I know there's a local coffee shop that's going in next to the Gourmandine. We're going to have our space in there. I think that as you start to build up those kinds of retail presence that will attract both the locals and folks from outside, it will develop that main street, right? And that's the idea, is develop that main street, get it really humming before the Omano site is completed, so that they have no choice but to incorporate the main street. They can't really turn their back on it. We don't want to replicate anything that's already happening,
Right.
but we want to figure out what is needed and how can we provide. So that's one piece of it, is setting up a restaurant that is both open to the public and a going concern, but is meant to train folks and really train them on how to be a line cook and how to step into these kind of skilled positions into kitchens. That's one piece of it, and then the other piece of it is how do you do that and also make that space a neighborhood asset, right? And we really are looking for that space to be a neighborhood asset where it doesn't feel like it's just us dropping ourselves in, that it feels like it's a center for folks to come in and do other kinds of programming and things like that. We're really interested in working with the community on what they would like to see. And obviously the restaurant itself, we want to have that to be very welcoming space for the community. Obviously, to be successful, we will need to draw people in from out of it, but it can't be at the expense of chasing away the community members. And so we have some time to plan. We're going to be in there before the restaurant opens for about a year. And so we're going to use that time to really make sure that it ends up a space that is welcoming.
Awesome.
Next time, we'll talk with Sonia Tillman of the Hazelwood Initiative to get her feelings on where Hazelwood is going, along with others who are helping the community hold on to its identity as development moves in.